نبیوں کے سالار، مدینے والے پیارے آقا، مدینے والے پیارے آقا، تھامے رہی آقا کی شریعت، آتی رہی ایمان کی حلاوت، دامن نہ چھوڑا پیارے نبی کا، جب کہ یقین تھا ہوگی شہادت، نعرہ تھا اس دم سمیہ کے لب پر، نعرہ تکبیر اللہ اکبر، نعرہ تکبیر پیارے نبی، اچھے نبی، اچھے نبی، پیارے بلال ہے لیٹے زمین پر، سینے پہ ان کے ہاں رکھے ہیں پتھر، امیہ نے جب ظلم کی انتہا کی، ابو بکر آئے نبی کے حکم پر، لے کر ہی آئے مہنگی رقم پر، نعرہ تکبیر اللہ اکبر، مدینے والے پیارے آقا، مدینے والے پیارے آقا، بزم نبی میں کیا کیا نہیں ہے، ابو بکر فاروق عثمان علی ہے، پیارے صحابہ ستاروں کے جیسے اور چاند جیسے میرے نبی ہیں، اتنا ہے پیارا یاسر یہ منظر، نعرہ تکبیر اللہ اکبر، 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 مدینے والے پیارے آقا، مدینے والے پیارے آقا۔
بسم اللہ الرحمن الرحیم، الحمد للہ رب العالمین، والصلاة والسلام على اشرف الانبیاء والمرسلین وعلى آلہ وصحبہ اجمعین، اما بعد فاعوذ باللہ من الشیطان الرجیم، بسم اللہ الرحمن الرحیم، انا جعلنا ما على الارض زینة لها لنبلوهم ایہم احسن عملا وَإِنَّا لَجَاعِلُونَ مَا عَلَيْهَا صَعِيدًا جُرُزًا۔ صدق اللہ العظیم۔ اللہم صلی وسلم وبارک علی سیدنا محمد وعلی آلہ وصحبہ۔ السلام علیکم ورحمۃ اللہ وبرکاتہ۔ Alhamdulillah, this topic which we are covering now is also one of the 5 integral points or questions or principle, that what is this creation and the role, how we should see. People have different views, but they should think, have they created the creation, that they are giving a view how it should be used and what is the role. دیکھیں نا، مفت کے ہی مالک بنے ہوئے ہیں، بنائی نہیں اور بتا یہ رہے ہیں کہ کیسے یوز ہو۔ someone makes an iPhone and someone in another country who don't know anything, he is saying and giving lessons how to use it, who don't know anything about it, who can't even make one, meaning a simple phone. Company is manufacturing a car and one who can't even manufacture cycle, وہ بتا رہے ایسے یوز کرنی چاہیے۔ Creation has created by Allah. If you're not sure, at least you're sure you've not created it. Even if you're atheist, یہ تو آپ کو پتہ ہے آپ نے نہیں بنائی، تو آپ کو کیا حق ہے اس کا رول بتانے کا؟ Who have given you then right to actually dictate what it is, how it should be used, etc. Because you have not created it. You yourself are creation. Apne bare mein nahi pata. You yourself have not created yourself. You are sure for that. So you can't even determine your purpose, you have a right to actually determine the purpose. Now if a company is making a rocket, for example, to reach, for example, Mars or wherever, who have given you the right, who can't even manufacture a cycle to actually dictate them, or it should be used, the rocket should be sent from one country to the other country, not upward, etc. People will lock you up in mental hospital because you have no idea, you have not created, you are not the engineer. Who will give you? So at least be silent and ask the one who have made the why have they made. Same thing is here. You are sure, at least, I am saying, that you have not created the creation all round which you see, even yourself. So try, if you want some right answer, to ask the one who have created. Not the others. Oh, what do you think? 10 people are sitting, philosophers or scientists. Ask them, they've not created it as well. They're only discovering things. Oh, we discover, like I mentioned, whether after 10,000 years of known history, human history, like which is written history, is 10,000. Before that, it's just conjecture. Oh yeah, there were people existing, or they were, but written one is not more than 10,000. Stone Age and other. If you go to the Egyptians and others, and where you go back in some in South America and other things, if you study, it's not more than 10,000. Yeah, that's the human. 10 millenniums have passed, the known history. So they got no idea as such. New things we are discovering after 10,000 we discovered where our teeth have come from, like I was mentioning the other day. Ye to hamara knowledge hai. And still it's not. And after 10,000 years, people are saying now, the scientists, the Big Bang theory is not right. It's not the beginning of the universe. So 50 years people have been fooled to believe that. So one big fraud have been done. Is anyone saying? So this is a big fraud have happened with all human beings. The minds, the many millions people's minds have been actually corrupted. And now you realize that your all life savings have gone and you are silent. So all those people for 50 years, the scientists also, well, we can't blame them. They say it is theory. It means it's not a proven thing. It's our fault. The people who are presenter and who are promoter of science, they are even more actually, you may say, believer and actually die-hard type actually things which even the scientists do not actually say. So now it is not right. Big Bang. That was not. Firstly, we thought it was the beginning. Now it is. So all human. So those people who tend to believe that now actually what's happening. So it is not worthwhile to pose these questions to the people because they have not got the ability. After 10,000 years, they discover one fact and that theory, and that's also wrong. How can you trust them with akhirah, what happens after death or what happens before death, when they even do not know properly the things which are seen? Now recently they discovered there is a worm which has fangs of metal. उसी का नहीं पता चला कि वो metal के कैसे बन जाते हैं. So now research is going on, maybe discovered now. That's how. अभी worm का पता चला है कि वो it has like teeth, or you may say fangs of metal, literally iron. तो वो अभी research हो रही है, research that why it is. तो ये knowledge है. This is the knowledge. So yes, it's good to listen to research and actually, but where your life depends on, akhirah depends on, your whole spectrum of your full life depends, you can't rely upon that. That is only revelation which is sent by the Creator, that has no knowledge, go through evolutionary process. For example, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, oh, I did not know this was that, now this is the new. Nothing like this. What Quran has said, one, and that's it. Understanding? Complete. Absolute. And la rayba fi, no doubt therein. So any truth which, so regarding creation also, we have no right, others have no right. Say that, oh, you are saying, oh, brother, you live your life in once, enjoy. How do you know it is once? Once you've been living in the womb of the mother, at least. Two lives to either be hai. And where you were before, where you were going, meaning there's just conjecture and guesswork and just wild guesses and ideas and things. And after all this, when you become convinced, then they say, oh, we didn't know. This fact was missing, and things, and that's it. So in that regard, dunya, still you can rely upon scientists because actually they are seeing, but regarding akhirah, regarding purpose of life, the only people you can rely upon who are sent by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's why all the prophets and anbiya, no matter they were born in West, East, Africa, Arabia, Asia, they're saying one thing. Or anbiya, 121 less or more, wherever they are found, they're teaching, they're saying one thing. And people of knowledge, dunya, scientists, they have different school of thought. This university is saying something else, that university is saying something else, that country is saying something else, that country, because they don't know. So they say they don't know, but it's our fault that we take things so much serious and everything for granted as such. So, inshallah, you will continue with what Harun was teaching you yesterday, the creation, the reality of creation, but just some of one or two important matters. One thing, because creation, what is creation? Creation is all universe, in that there is akhirah, there is this dunya, this world, there are people in here living, so all this is creation. So you need to know what the Creator have said about them. That is the strong one thing. One thing which caught the minds of many people in early 90s was a film, documentary movie made, The Secret. A book was written by a lady, scholarly lady, who wrote her own thoughts, what her research is. So everyone has right to research and give idea. So book was written, the book's name was The Secret. And then based upon that, the movie was made, and still people are believing. What's mentioned in there is, they say like that there's physical laws of science. There is also other laws which actually govern us. So they named it a law of attraction. So basically, like that brother was asking, all the theory, the book is based upon that your thoughts can actually make you have those things which you want. So if you think, if you positively, if you do this, and if you think in this way, meaning the secret was discovered that you can have the life you want if you think in this particular way. You just have to think. You just have to do muraqabah. So it's a book of muraqabah. The book, actually, that's what it is. But that muraqabah is a muraqabah of dunya, meaning you have. Muraqabah means to focus on one thing, certain thing. Control your mind in such a way that it's focused on one thing. So muraqabah, literal translation of muraqabah is what? Control. So what you are controlling your thoughts. Imagination, you are controlling in a particular way. So you control what's come in you, heart, you control what's going out. So that's why it's known as muraqabah, that it's like a focus. You can say it's a focus exercise, deep thinking. So that book has this idea, and it caught the many of minds, and it was used, and still it is used, and they think law of attraction. The laws are made by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, even physical laws, but one should not rely so much. They are, the maker can change them as well. So let's say scientists say that all these laws of physics, how we know? We are, oh yeah, they must be like this, it must be like this. And now they say in the black hole, all law of physics go zero. Nothing, it's something else. Nothing works. So where is all science gone? Out of the window. Just as now, even scientists were in the verge of even changing many like theories, like theory of relativity and others, that they were rethinking to change it because they could not figure somehow actually something in the structure of stars and black holes, and they were thinking that the quantum mechanics physics which we have is not right. We should maybe, they were thinking about changing all of it, and then they discovered something. It can solve. So it's knowledge like this which is changed. Those people do not claim they have absolute, which is our fault that we think. So a worldly case, you can rely, it doesn't matter, so you will actually benefit, or you will suffer some loss, that will be worldly. But to get these questions about existence of God or Akhirah, they are not in their scope. उनको तो वर्म की समझ नहीं आ रही, वायरस, कोरोना वायरस की समझ नहीं आ रही, God को क्या समझना है? And oneself. So people follow this law of attraction. They paid lots of money, to become billionaires, to millionaires and things, so that we can become rich and, things can be under their control. But that, over time, it's proven that it's not actually as they said. There were things, and it was not working. And then they say after 5 years, oh, it was, now we know why it was, but when this one point was missing, try this. So it's all trial and error thing. Now regarding dunya, because we are talking about the creation, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam gave a principle of law of attraction. He gave a law of attraction as well. But that is not dependent upon testing or anything. It's absolute. It is, that's how it is. Because all people, human beings, you want your things to happen, your matters, your affairs, your meaning worldly matters to run smoothly, your bills are paid, your things are paid, you are having peace, and the human being have this need. Now the Prophet ﷺ, he gave this law of principle in many ahadith, and especially in his last part of his blessed life. I will just read some of the hadiths to you. Firstly, let me explain. He have explained the law. If you think like that, everything of the world comes towards you. The success comes towards you. Your matters, your affairs, your matters start actually improving. Your worldly matters start improving. It's about worldly matters really we are talking about, actually. If you just actually use that formula, what the Prophet ﷺ said, then if you don't use it, the opposite will happen. So now forget the secrets and other whatever, the pop psychology and other, they say whatever. Now this is authentic, meaning concrete and principle to deal with one of the points. Otherwise, Quran give guidance what is dunya, what we should do regarding people, what we should do regarding akhirah, what should we do regarding blessings, what should we do regarding the problems which we face, etc. etc. So this is guidance about creation, that what is the role of creation and what should. But as I said, this is a vast topic, but one point we are now considering and deducing the law of it. Now, Brother Zafar normally says in the after Taraweeh that one life-changing taper. I don't know if that changes or not, but this is, in actual fact, is life-changing, and it is a game changer. And it is, because it's not like I have thought and I did do like this. This is Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam saying. And when he saying, this is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saying, and Allah is the creator of the universe. And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was the means for this creation. And he's rahmatan lil alameen. So these are the personalities who really know. All others are just trial and error. There are bits and bats and gaps and many other things which they are not sure about themselves. So the Prophet ﷺ mentions that, look, this principle. He says that man kanati dunya hammahu. In one riwayah it is this. In one riwayah it is man asbaha wa hammuhu dunya. Same meaning, about same. He said that if anyone makes their purpose of life success in this world, that I want money, I want this, I want spouse, I want this, and I want success, I want fame and name, and their objective is this, that's what they have thought, that's what they're doing. And then they work towards it in efforts. He said 4 things will happen. 4 things will happen. First one of it, he said, Shattat Allahu alayhi amra. One thing will happen is that Allah Azza wa Jal will scatter, disperse his affairs. His worldly affairs will be scattered, meaning they won't happen. He's trying to build, and Allah is actually destroying it. Why? Because the human being have made very big, mega mistake to make something which was created to serve us and as a testing part, and the preparation they've made, that purpose other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and akhirah. So first thing, Prophet Islam said, one thing, Shattat Allahu alayhi amra, कि जो शख्स इस हाल में सुबह करे कि उसे सिर्फ हसूल दुनिया की फिक्र लाहक हो, दुनिया ही बनानी है, घर बन जाए, पैसा बन जाए, दौलत बन जाए, इज़्ज़त बन जाए, ये हो, तो अल्लाह ताला उसके काम बखेर देता है, यानी काम संवारने और बनने नहीं देता. यानी his matters are scattered. Meaning, that's why you see many people are still in distress. They have achieved what they thought is success. For example, they were earning £1,000 a month. Now they are earning £5,000. Still, their matters are same. If you ask them, you ask the politicians, ask the others, they are personal life, mental life, spiritual life, inner life is scattered. ये नहीं आप देखते थी the showbiz or the billionaire club, वो सब कितनी महंगी divorces हुई हैं उनकी. So matters are not coming together. After having all that money and things, एक बंदे के साथ भी बंदा नहीं रह सका, तो वो क्या फिर उसने अचीव किया है. So Prophet Islam mentioned one thing will happen is Shattat Allahu alayhi. Shattat means actually it spread, it actually dispersed. Wa farraqa alayhi day'atahu. And whatever he has achieved, whatever he has achieved, like his things, his money, his relationships, children, spouses, his money, he won't be able to benefit and take peace from it. It will also be actually scattered. It will also rather it will become a means of disturbance for him, meaning actually. So whatever he has, he can't benefit from it. Money stays in the bank, millions or billions or thousands, and the person goes on, and he have left in this stress and things. If you read the last days of many so-called successful people who have made this purpose, then you will see, be it models, be it businessmen, be it politicians and others. وَفَرَّقَ عَلَيْهِ ضَيْعَتَهُ, that things you already have, you have money, you are not able to enjoy. You have children, you are not able to actually have peace from it. Blessings you are not able to enjoy, or you may say benefit, because blessings are also in the hands, power of Allah. And third, Prophet ﷺ said, وَجَعَلَ فَقْرَهُ بَيْنَ عَيْنَيْهِ, his mind and heart will be filled with poverty, sense of poverty. I don't have not, poor, and the sense of not satisfaction, dissatisfaction, always depression, dissatisfaction, that I'm not still satisfied, I should have more, I should have this, and وَجَعَلَ فَقْرَ, that although having many things physically, but spiritually, mentally, that person will be like a beggar in the street. Rather, sometimes they are more rich. So this وَجَعَلَ فَقْرَهُ بَيْنَ عَيْنَيْهِ, that in front of their eyes, it's as though they don't have anything. So this is a punishment as well, that having things and not being able to realize. And then Prophet ﷺ mentioned that if he had done, he made wrong thing, his purpose, the dunya and thing, and if he had attained more, then maybe there is some benefit. But the reality, he said, وَلَمْ يَأْتِهِ مِنَ الدُّنْيَا إِلَّا مَا كُتِبَ لَهُ. But doing all this, the only portion of this world he will be able to benefit from is already destined by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So he might have millions, but if he's destined to benefit from 1,000, he'll benefit only from 1,000. Rizq is what like Prophet Islam mentioned, the rizq is not what lies in the bank, what lies in your property. It is what you wear, what you eat, what you use. So that part already is destined by Allah Jalla Wa'ala. So that's why you find very rich people, they don't wear expensive clothes, because that's now their rizq. Now that is different, that they lost the appetite for it. Then when a person doesn't have, he wants this, and when you have, you lose. You just want to live as a normal, contentful. Now he says that now the law comes, what we should be practicing. Man asbaha wa hammuhu al-akhirah. He said that whoever in his life, in the morning, in another hadith, in the life, his life purpose is Allah and akhirah. That's what his thought, purpose, कि भाई मेरा मकसद आखिरत में कामयाब होना है, अल्लाह के कुर्ब में जाना है. This is my purpose. Prophet Islam said, Jama Allahu lahu hamma. Allah will gather all his worries, Allah will look after. In another riwayat, Jama Allahu lahu amra. His affairs will be brought together by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. From unseen world, through angel, or by Allah can do directly, or what his matters So do you think like great scholars and awliya who did khidmah of deen, Sayyidina Ahmad Dabbagh, Sayyidina Abdul Qadir Jilani, they didn't have actually worldly things. They didn't have wives, they didn't have children, they didn't have other things, the things which we have to do. They had. They did that as well, better than us. But I have made purpose dunya, serve one wife and two child and one house and die like this. And they have been serving whole the world, giving da'wah and serving the creation, and their matters actually Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala looked after. Their children, their offspring spread, their students and their other things as well. So examples, people who followed this law, spiritual law, the Muhammadan spiritual law of regarding dunya, their lives are there. Look at the Sahaba Ikram Rizwan Ajmain. Their worldly affairs, whole world was in their feet. And now they're 56, 57 countries, they are at the feet of the kuffar. Because they made their purpose dunya, so now actually this is what's happening. So here he says, firstly he said, now this will, if you make your purpose akhirah, just making your real purpose, your real home and your creator, and then put effort regarding that. Jama Allahu lahu, you will put effort as well. Jama Allahu lahu hamma or Jama Allahu lahu amra. Allah will, two things, his concerns, Allah will actually take care of his concern. And Allah will take care of his affairs. He will bring them together. وَحَفَظَ عَلَيْهِ ضَيَّتَهُ, and whatever he has attained from dunya and whatever relationships he have or whatever finances he have or blessing he have, they will be protected. He will be able to benefit from them. He'll be able to benefit. And third, وَجَعَلَ غِنَاهُ فِي قَلْبِهِ, another blessing he will get, great blessing which has no price, that his heart will overflow with contentment and richness. It will be like a heart who is filled, who doesn't need anything. You know, this sense of having, like you say, oh, I have this, for example, this kingdom, and you have a sense of fulfillment you think you have, or I have the 10,000 pounds, I have this. So this sense which comes in the heart, this person is as though he is the king of whole of the world. His heart is so content. In mashallah, the brother is from Morocco, and in Morocco we went to visit this wali, Abu Shita, in there, rahimahullah ta'ala, a great wali of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In his time, there was famine in Morocco and there was no rain, and someone said to the king that if we ask this person, this pious man, the rain can come. So the king called him. He said, I don't need the king. So the king then came himself to meet him. Imagine this is. These are people who have ghina qalbi, meaning the richness of the heart. So the king came, and he also came out of respect, because after all he is the king, he is a man, he's a person of authority. So now he has come, so he came as well to welcome him. And Shaykh Abu Shita, he did dua, and rain started. And the king said that if you come and stay with me, and because you are such a pious and such a barakah, man of blessing, in that area there were two rivers flowing, and in each of the big rivers, and between each of them there were hundreds of miles distance. So you can say hundreds and acres. So one river this way, one river this way. The king said, whatever is in between two rivers, I will give you the custody, the ownership. But just come and stay with me. And you can use that for good purposes and for charity or whatever you like, and all this vast actually amount. He said to the king, he showed his wrist. He said, those two rivers and the land are just actually like this. The one whom I am with have given me the kingdom of heavens and earth. That I am with the King of Kings. So what is heaven and earth? And compared to that, all this thousands and thousands and acres are just like the two arteries. So I'll pray for you. You do good to the creation, and I prayed for the rain, but it's not that this is that real, any want I have or anything like this. So, and also we have stories like from the of Sayyidina Abdul Qadir Jilani, Rahmatullah alayhi. One of the kings wrote him that we give you as a gift this kingdom, this whole country as a gift. So he wrote a letter, the king, that we give you this country as a gift. You can become the king and the ruler and things. Sayyidina Abdul Qadir Jilani wrote on the back, he said, well, the kingship, the kingdom which I see when I am with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala at time of tahajjud, this is just speck of dust and nothing for me. So I have a great kingdom. So my advice for you is that actually rule according to the command of Allah and the prophetic sunnah, that you will benefit. Otherwise this kingdom is going to harm you as well. I don't need it as well. So this is the case. So this is وَجَعَلَ غِنَاهُ فِي قَلْبِ. Allah makes the heart of the person without money, without anything, so rich. It's overflowing with richness. It's overflowing with peace. It's overflowing with actually a sense of, you may say, contentment. And the fourth thing which the Prophet ﷺ said, وَأَتَتْهُ الدُّنْيَا وَهِيَ رَاغِمَةٌ. That one scenario was that you were disgracing yourself to attain the world, like you're begging, and also you may say employing wrong means of defrauding people, sinning people, zina and all other haram sources of earning, and by this you were disgracing yourself. But now when a person makes akhirah and Allah his purpose and works for that, وَأَتَتْهُ الدُّنْيَا وَهِيَ رَاغِمَةٌ, the world become, the riches of the world become in the feet of the person themselves. The dunya become disgraced for him, come towards him. So this is the principle. In one different hadith, there is another hadith, an Anas ibn Malik in قال قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم من كانت الآخرة همه, whoever biggest concern is akhirah, جعل الله غناه في قلبي, Allah will enrich his heart, وجمع له شملا, and Allah will bring his affairs together. وَأَتَتْهُ الدُّنْيَا وَهِيَ رَاغِمَةٌ, and the world itself will become towards him, the share of his will come towards him by itself. وَمَنْ كَانَتِ الدُّنْيَا هَمَّهُ, and whoever greatest concern and objective will become this world life, جَعَلَ اللَّهُ فَقْرَهُ بَيْنَ عَيْنِهِ, Allah will create poverty, fear in his mind. وَفَرَّقَ عَلَيْهِ شَمْلًا, and his affairs and his matters and his life will be in tatters. وَلَمْ يَأْتِهِ مِنَ الدُّنْيَا إِلَّا مَا قُدِّرَ لَهُ, and only that part of dunya still will come which is already destined by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In another hadith, the Prophet of Islam says, Man arada al-akhirah wa sa'alaha sa'yaha, whoever makes objective akhirah and then works for it, katab Allahu lahu ghinahu fi qalbi, Allah will write, meaning Allah will decide and Allah will enter ghina in his heart. Allah has written ghina for his heart. Wa kaffa alayhi dayyatahu, and his matters, his finances, his others will be saved by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He will protect. فَيُصْبِحُ غَنِيًّا وَيُمْسِي غَنِيًّا, morning and evening is as though he's living in paradise. His inner self is such in richness. Morning and evening are fulfilled. He will live a life of fulfillment. وَمَنْ أَرَادَ الدُّنْيَا وَسَعَالَهَا سَعْيَهَا, and whoever will make his objective and will wants to attain just only dunya and will work for it day and night, فَشَاللَّهُ دَيْعَتَهُ, his affairs, his matters, his finances, his relations, his mind will be scattered. وَكَتَبَ فَقْرَهُ فِي قَلْبِ, heart is always poor. فَيُصْبِحُ فَقِيرًا or يُمْسِي فَقِيرًا, morning, evening, day and night is as though he don't have anything. He's a beggar. So that's why you will ask many people who you think have money, they'll say, oh, we are very difficult time, we are hardly managing, Corona has come, ye ho gaya, wo gaya, whatever thing. So most of the charity, they say, is given by poor people, middle classes and other. The other, because they say, why do rich people do not get? Because I say they are very poor. They are poor because of the hadith is saying that if they made objective their life, they are very poor. That's why they can't. The others are richer than them, meaning their hearts are richer. So this is regarding, so I thought, because this is one very important point, and other matters is regarding akhirah, what you should do regarding akhirah, how you should deal with the creation, meaning people, the environment, and the musibas and ne'mat. All this come in this category of what is the purpose of creation and how to. But this is one aspect which is guiding, and you may say pivotal. It is like a game changer. It can actually turn things in your favor or turn all the world against you. But the Creator is saying this through Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and you can try as well. You spend years doing the other way, now spend 1 year like this, and you will see tides are turning. All odds were against you, they are coming the other way. It's like Allah can make whole universe work for you. That is not beyond the power of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that's what happens, that Allah then instructs every creation, from angels to heavens to the earth to all this, that serve this person now. That's why in the ancient books, scrolls of the ancient books, meaning which were revealed on the prophets, in one of them it said, أوحى الله تعالى للدنيا أن أخدمي من خدمني. Allah sent message to the world, revelation to the dunya, serve the one who serves me. This is the message, this is the role of the creation. An akhdimi man khadamani. Serve the one who serves me. And enslave the one who makes you the purpose and of serves you. Wa ta'abi man khadamaki. So enslave the one who want to serve you, meaning where you the purpose, and so this is man khadamana fakhdimi wa man khadamaki fastakhdimi. The one who serves me, meaning makes his purpose, you serve him, and he's your master. Wa man khadamaki, and who have made you the purpose and objective, you become the master and make him your slave, and actually at your feet. That is his punishment. Dunya and akhirah, what person will get, obviously he's destroyed it already. So ye had the law of attraction, real law of attraction, and the guiding to deal, one of the aspects to deal with the creation, because this starts with the changing one's mindset and effort, and then the other. So this is prophetic guidance, Muhammadan guidance. Obviously, that's why it's known as Tareeqah Muhammadi, the prophetic way. Meaning it is what the Prophet ﷺ have said about things, those material life. So I thought I will just give you a little bit exposition on this, and you can, inshallah, after break, continue with the actual presentation, which will be more, inshallah, understanding about things. But if you have any question for the time being, want to regarding what I have just said.
Okay, as you've heard, life-changing, game-changing principles there. So any question relating to this topic only, please.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Could I ask, because most Muslims, they would say, though, we have the intention for akhirah, but what is the method of making this intention, and what are the signs that someone, yes, they have made the intention throughout the day?
Yeah, it's basically because the Prophet ﷺ said, "Man arada al-akhirata wa sa'alaha sa'yaha." That the intention, basically, in an easy way, it is the mountain diagram, making akhirah and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala the purpose, and then sa'alaha, then putting practical steps. It's not only that a wishful thinking, oh yeah, I want akhirah, a successful akhirah. No, it's actually the real meaning. It is you are prioritizing and giving preference to akhirah and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and then in practical life you are also giving preference to them, to ye. So basically you may, without mentioning the tazkiyah, without mentioning course of purification, whatever is in the mountain diagram, that's what they are supposed to do. If they do that, that is the actual way of doing it.
Assalamu alaikum, Hazrat Sahab.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi.
So just specifically in relation to the field of work, as people spend a good portion of their lives earning a livelihood, 10, 20, 30, 40 years, as we want to try and attain the pleasure of Allah, when a person goes out and goes about their work on a day-to-day basis, how can we take sukoon from our work at the end of the day, and so it's not a burden, it's rather a blessing?
Right, mashallah. That's a good question. You see, if you will be going to work to earn dunya, make your life better in this dunya, you will get burdened, because that's what's already been said. You will be in a burden you don't like, but actually you are doing it, etc., etc. Your heart, mind, everything burden. So one thing to do is, firstly, to make, meaning mind shift, that making the objective akhirah. So anything you do, even worldly for akhirah, that becomes akhirah. Let's say as well. So your work will not remain dunya now. Because once you change the purpose of it, firstly it was like one person was going to work and Rasulullah sallallahu Sahaba Ikram said something, and Prophet Islam said, if he is going to work so that he can fulfill his rights, he doesn't have to ask anything, he is not a burden on public, and etc. So he is fahuwa fi sabilillah, he is in the way of Allah. And if he's going to work so that he can feed his children, he can do khidmah of parents, do actually shafaqa upon creation, fahuwa fi sabilillah, he is fi sabilillah, he is not in dunya. He is as though in jihad. He is as though in the path to Allah. And then he والسلام, said, if he is going to earn money to show off other people and compete with other people, فَهُوَ فِي سَبِيلِ shaitan, then he is in the way of shaitan. Then he will be burdened. So, as we mentioned, it's all about your niyat and intention. That's why you are, let's say, I have money, this is like 10 pounds, 50 pounds, or 20 pounds. You have a child, you have wife, or you have parents, or whatever. They ask you for money. You know, you think, oh, you have to give money to them, etc. So you might actually feel burdened by, okay, I have no option, under pressure, you're under pressure. If I don't, my marriage will ruin, whatever. You're under pressure, so you have to give some, okay, here we are. But in the heart, you are not happy. You are not happy. You are somewhat under pressure, you are doing it. So this is one scenario. And the other scenario is about intention. If you have changed the intention, you are like the Prophet ﷺ said, there is, I'm just giving an example, 50 pounds or 1 pound you give to a poor, needy person. He's very poor. You give 1 pound to an orphan who really deserves, an orphan, here you are, money. 1 pound to a miskin, 1 pound to a widow, and 1 pound to your own family. He ﷺ said, this has the highest reward, this is the highest rewarded pound amongst all of these. That's more than sadaqah, more than zakat, more than the pound which you have spent on your family or your mother, father, or your wife and things. So when your mindset is like this, it is an investment for you. Okay, she is happy and I'm getting akhirah, and actually the best reward, if I was to give to a poor person, I wouldn't have. So this is like you may say, with one arrow, 2 targets you are hitting. You are getting akhirah, plus you are getting reward, plus you are giving her. So see, that's how, so your heart, 50 pound has gone, but now your heart is more happy, satisfied. By mind, now is not wasted, they are rewarded by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Firstly, he was thinking about, oh, my 50 pound are gone to my wife, they're gone waste now. So that's why the burden is there. Because so now you're not concerned what she does, what actually your parents do, what your family, etc. You have given your part. It's like when you give, let's say the Zafar is making announcement, 50 pound for a food pack. So you have given, your heart is at rest. No matter, he takes 50 pound for his food for his family at home. That is what says his part. But from your point of view, alhamdulillah, you are satisfied. You don't concern, or did he spend that pound there? And did he what if he ate himself? What if he did? Meaning, you are free. Why? Because you think that you're given for Allah, and Allah has given you reward. That's it. You are, mashallah, blessed. So same is the case. So for work, actually, not going there for dunya or to just to get money. That you came into this world, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is testing you with finances and things, and He has said, earn livelihood in the halal way. I'm going for Allah's sake, not for my wife, not for my children, not for anyone, not for the employer. It is my halal, pure earnings. There even you will do work in a better way, not because the camera is watching or the supervisor watching or what you get in the good books, but in actual fact between you and Allah, that my halal earning. So that way you will think, okay, at the home, sometime I do worship, half an hour is difficult for me to worship. These 7-8 hours I'm spending in worship, when I come home I can rest. मैं तो इबादत किया 8 घंटे. So alhamdulillah, you are, mashallah, your heart is at rest, because if the intention and the connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is there, and alhamdulillah, there will be barakah and blessings in there as well.
Jazakallah. We'll take a break now, inshallah. And if you can all be back in the main hall at 4:25 after a 15-minute break. Jazakallah.
Something to happen to me, but this waiting comes with trials and challenges. Nothing in life is free. My Lord, show me right from wrong. Give me light, make me strong. I know the road is long, make me strong. Sometimes it just gets too. I know I'm waiting for something to. लाखों दरूद और लाखों सलाम, लाखों दरूद और लाखों सलाम जिन्नों